The National Runaway Switchboard was established in 1971 after a young boy on the streets of Chicago, afraid, alone, and in danger, began randomly dialing numbers. He was connected with a philanthropist and businessman in Chicago who said, "We can do better than this." A hotline was established for at-risk youth in Chicago. But in 1974, we went from local to national when we received a federal grant to establish a national crisis hotline. We were designated as the national communication system for runaway and homeless youth. Since our inception, we've handled more than 3 million calls, fulfilling our mission to keep America's runaway, homeless, and at-risk youth safe and off the streets. Our current objective is to broaden the delivery platform to continue serving our target audience by strengthening our social media presence, including a mobile application, and finding partners to help us. We'd like to assess and develop collaboration strategies within other youth service organizations by leveraging our research and data, identifying partners that further our mission, and help to develop partnerships to expand our reach. Another objective is to increase and diversify funding sources through our board, individuals, corporations, and foundations. We're in the process of developing and implementing an effective branding strategy to better connect with and increase awareness among youth, parents, and funders. But we need funds and collaborative partners to accomplish this. We are a resource for information. We've invested and will continue investing many resources to gather information that helps us determine trends and the types of experiences youth and families face. We have comprehensive data and statistics resulting from the more than 100,000 calls we handle each year to our call center, and facts and figures from third-party resources to assist in our assessments. We will provide our key services that include crisis intervention, information and referrals, conference calls, our message service, the Home Free program, prevention and education materials, and our online services at 1-800-RUNAWAY.org, where we offer live chat, a bulletin board, and crisis emails. Our volunteers are the lifeblood of this organization. They engage in a number of activities supporting the agency, but most serve as frontline team members, liners, handling crisis calls in the 24-hour call center. Each liner completes more than 40 hours of specialized training to provide hotline support to callers from across the country. Our other volunteers serve as task force members to help plan activities such as our Spirit of Youth benefit and the National Runaway Prevention Month campaign. And yet another group of volunteers serve as ambassadors, or we call them street team members, from across the country to promote the National Runaway Switchboard by distributing runaway prevention and educational materials and 1-800-RUNAWAY posters and other promotional materials. Maintaining strong relationships with our volunteers is critical to our success. All of these strategies help to improve a person's situation and will continue to be the levers for our success. The National Runaway Switchboard volunteers are the lifeblood of the organization. They engage in a number of activities supporting the agency, but most serve as frontline team members, liners, handling crisis calls in the 24-hour call center. Each liner completes over 40 hours of specialized training to provide hotline support to callers from across the country. Our expertise is sought out to present at and keynote at conferences. We're often quoted in national media outlets. We offer prevention resources ranging from educational materials to a comprehensive runaway prevention curriculum. We are effective because we're committed to evolving. As the environment and landscape around us changes, social, economic, technological, we need to make sure we remain relevant among those we serve. For example, we recently launched a live chat service for youth and parents who want to access our services online. We have a social media presence through Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Tumblr. Put simply, we judge how successful we are by how effective we are in providing crisis intervention. We conduct an annual hotline survey to capture this, and we're able to track how many calls, emails, live chats, and other two-way communications we have with youth to prevent a runaway situation or get them back to safety. We also track how many youth have been reunited with their families through our Home Free program. We have a customized web-based system that allows the National Runaway Switchboard to track statistical information. Along with a comprehensive telephone system, we are able to gather anonymous data to determine trends for future program services. Education is key, so we also take into consideration how many teachers and community leaders are using our Let's Talk Runaway Prevention curriculum. We evaluate the program's effectiveness by collecting data. Curriculum facilitators are also asked to submit pre- and post-test results and evaluations. Most people don't know that we are first and foremost anonymous. We don't even have caller ID. Confidential and non-judgmental. We are youth advocates first, making sure they are safe and supported. It isn't commonly understood that the National Runaway Switchboard is proactive. We provide prevention, intervention, and attention. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, last year volunteers spent about 51 hours on volunteer activities. But our volunteers spend an average of 100 hours, exhibiting a whole new level of dedication. The National Runaway Switchboard has many accomplishments that we are very proud of, including Let's Talk Runaway Prevention Curriculum, a program focused on runaway prevention. A comprehensive trend data report of crisis calls to 1-800-RUNAWAY, used to educate and raise awareness about the runaway crisis in America. The Runaway Youth Longitudinal Study is research we conducted that identifies the long-term effects of running away as an adolescent and can be used to better educate and encourage parents, teachers, and other adults to get involved, address the issues, and ultimately prevent a runaway situation. National Runaway Prevention Month, an annual campaign we started to increase awareness of the issues facing runaway youth and to educate youth, families, and the public about resources available to prevent youth from running away. Celebrity partnerships we've initiated to point a spotlight on the runaway crisis have included award-winning musician and actor Chris Ludacris Bridges, artist and civil rights activist Cyndi Lauper, and Nashville recording artist Jason Michael Carroll. In uncertain economic times, the National Runaway Switchboard continues to seek private support to diversify revenue streams. Although we have had a government grant to provide services for nearly 40 years, the government's financial stability can be vulnerable. The National Runaway Switchboard continues to try to decrease its dependency on the government by increasing its donor base. Our runaway prevention curriculum is currently being used in schools nationwide, and additionally, hundreds of community groups and schools are using our posters, wallet cards, and materials. This is good, but the glass is far more than half empty. The sad fact is that the nation's runaway and throwaway population includes children of every race and economic class. We need every school and every community organization serving youth to take action to give its students and youth the information and options they need to avoid the choice of running away. If money were available, we'd celebrate by mounting an ad campaign promoting a Friends Helping Friends concept. The timing for such a campaign could be November's National Runaway Prevention Month. Friends know what parents frequently don't. Armed with information, friends can be instrumental in convincing the runaway to take that first important step toward seeking help by calling 1-800-RUNAWAY. Technology is an ongoing need. Telephone and computer equipment must be continually upgraded to ensure our service delivery is efficient and timely. Understanding youth is key to us remaining relevant in today's culture. Ongoing research helps the National Runaway Switchboard determine effective ways to communicate with the youth in a meaningful way and to educate the general public about runaway prevention. There are 1.6 to 2.8 million runaways each year. And although the National Runaway Switchboard handles over 100,000 calls annually, we want to be more accessible still. We want to be accessible and visible to all these kids. There are limitless possibilities to promote our services to this vulnerable population, but resources are limited. The National Runaway Switchboard continues to cultivate funding partners and collaborative organizations to extend our outreach. We want to ensure that every youth knows 1-800-RUNAWAY and 1-800-RUNAWAY.org are there and available to help.